Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Raider basketball coming your way here this evening from Delta High School here in Muncie, Indiana. We have your 9-2 Wapahani Raiders taking on the 6-4 Cowan Blackhawks. This is the 2020 semifinal round matchup here of the Delaware County Boys Basketball Tournament. And we appreciate you all for joining us here tonight. It's been a while, folks, since we've last done any kind of broadcasting of the county tournament. There's always been a fee that's had to have been paid for, and then you have to get the approval from the Delaware County Athletic Association. And that's always, been a story that's been told to us. Well, we are extremely, extremely thankful for a group of people that made this happen here this evening. So we wanted to send a big thanks to Jim and Beverly Patterson, as well as Jeff Davis. All three of those people were a big contribution, the reason why we are doing this here tonight and tomorrow night as well. So we wanted to send, again, a big thanks to Jim and Beverly Patterson and Jeff Davis. We appreciate it. We hate that you had to do that. But I understand that you guys wanted to do that, but we just wanted to say a big thanks to you guys for donating and giving us the opportunity to broadcast these games and showcase all these fine student athletes. So we appreciate you all very, very much. But getting right into things with our Raiders Live pregame here this evening, presented by Kenshaw Properties. You come in here to tonight's ballgame. Cowan beat Westdale on Wednesday night to get to this point. Wapahani got the first round bye, if you can remember there. Cowan, again, gets a heavy dose of the 6'10" forward, Riley Duncan. I don't even know if I'd even call him a forward. More or less just a simple beast on the inside. Gets it done throughout the season here so far. Coming into the tournament, Duncan averaged 17.6 a game, also go along with 9.4 rebounds and 3 blocks. The other night against Westdale, he went for 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 blocks. So really the biggest thing here for Wapahani, I'll just be brutally frank with you, I would imagine that we'll come out in a zone. At least that's what I would probably go with, but then again, I'm not the coach either. But I would say that's probably going to be our best option. They do have a couple of nice shooters here. A couple of these guys, we have Simon Underwood and Jacob Thomas. We have both of them shooting pretty good from beyond the arc here. Simon Underwood, 14 of 29, 48% from beyond the arc on the season, while Jacob Thomas is 8 for 26, 31% from beyond the arc here on the regular season. So both of those guys do provide some outside shooting. I think we're really athletic enough to be able to get out on those shooters as long as we're keeping things closed off on the inside and not allowing Duncan to just have his way. Now, again, we got 2 6'4" players here in Braxton Davis and Caleb Henderson. They're going to have their work cut out for them, as well as Blake Castor, seeing, I'm sure, plenty of action of him. He's in the starting lineup again here tonight. We're going to see some multiple guys here that are going to be very, very valuable, especially on the inside, to be able to come up. You've got to be athletic. We've got to be aggressive, but we have to be smart all at the same time. We've got to come out here ready to play, be aggressive on both ends of the floor, attack the rim, establish that inside presence, and then hopefully it'll only complement our outside game. But I'm really hoping we bring in the intensity here tonight, because this is obviously the time of the year when, basketball is even more important. It's all important anyway, but especially when you get to these tournament games, it gives that added boost of energy, that added excitement, and you want to come out here and bring it. And hopefully the Raiders bring it here tonight against the Cowan Blackhawks. So again, folks, this has been our Raiders Live pregame, presented by Kenshaw Properties, a proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network. We'll step aside here for a break. We got tonight's national anthem, and then starting lineups live right here on the WHS Network. Alrighty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here's we take a look at tonight's non-starters and starters. First for your Wapahani Raiders, number 4, Justin Ray, number 14, Blake Frazee, number 20, Walker Cook, number 34, Caleb Henderson, number 40, Jackson Spence, and number 42, Nolan Dudley. Now for your starters here, starting at 1 guard, number 3, Trey Spence. Starting at guard, number 10, Evan Roush. At another guard, number 12, Drew Luce. At 1 forward, number 22, Braxton Davis. And at another forward, number 32, Blake Castor. Again, your Raiders coached by Matt Luce, assisted by Chris Willis, as well as Bennett Somerset, Jeff Andrews, Andy Zitgraff, and Grant Evans. Now here's the non-starters for the Cowan Blackhawks. Number 2, Mason Self. Number 12, Isaac Van Horn. Number 20, Bo Brown. Number 22, Duke Williams. Number 23, Seth Furness. And number 33, George Creek. Now for the starters at number 4, Noah Collins. Number 21, Simon Underwood. Number 24, Jacob Thomas. Number 30, Logan Bird. And number 40, Riley Duncan. Again, the Blackhawks are coached by Lee Ingalls and assisted by Jimmy Bird and Isaiah Ingalls. So again, folks, that's tonight's starting lineups. Again, try to get the best view in the house here tonight, so we hope all of you are going to be able to enjoy our camera view. Again, a little bit different than what we're usually accustomed to, but we're just happy to be here tonight broadcasting for all you fine folks out there in Raider Nation, as the Raiders will start off with the first possession of the night. Again, we're not going to zoom in obviously very far here because we don't want to make you all sick from zooming in and out all the time. So again, we'll just kind of go with it here, and we hope all of you enjoyed tonight's evening here. We'll have a block there underneath. That's going to be there by number 21, Simon Underwood. So Cowan will come down the other side of the court here for their first possession of the night. Again, the Raiders in man-to-man. Protecting the backside there on the double down to number 40, Duncan. Swung back over now, Thomas. Into the corner here, Collins. Cross court, three-pointer up, and no good. Davis corrals the rebound. His first of the night, and the Raiders are off and running back the other way. Drew here at the top of the key, steps up, three-pointer up, and three-pointer good, and the Raiders will get on the board for the first time on the night. So good way to get things started here offensively. Number 24, Thomas, swings it into the corner. Back up top now, that is Collins. Had the ball just a moment ago. Underwood down low, triple team, and that's going to be a turnover. First of the night now for Cowan. Roush looking to go coast to coast. Can't get it to go. Castor having a little bit of trouble on the inside and then gets a shot blocked. Cross-court pass, Collins now into the corner, Underwood. Down low, Duncan. Again double teamed. Back up top again, now in the corner. Post feed down low, back up, number 21, Underwood for three, and rattles it home. So the Blackhawks now tied up here in this semifinal round of the 2020 boys basketball tournament. Roush here on the right side. Hand off here, Davis in the corner. We're going to find Roush again here, and does so here on the right wing. And not a whole lot of movement here so far. Now Luce will take it to the middle. Shots from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded, and it's going to be out of bounds off of the Blackhawks. So the Raiders will retain possession with 5:34 remaining here in the first quarter. As we'll see Henderson now in here for the first time tonight for Castor. Spence at the top, takes it in, dumps it down low. Now Henderson will find Roush. Again, that's one thing if you're Davis or Henderson or Castor, you can't be afraid to shoot the ball on the inside. I understand you got a 6'10" big man staring at you, but you can't be hesitant here. So I'm unable to see who that foul was on. So it was on number 21. Underwood. Or pardon me, number 30, Bird, excuse me. So that's his first. Now team's first. Thomas from beyond the arc, no good. Davis corrals the rebound. Rebound number 2 now for Braxton. Davis here at the top. Another handoff here to Roush, and the Raiders will set up the offense. Looking for a double screen here. You got the smokestacks here, if you will. There with Henderson and Davis as Spence takes it in the middle again. Tries to use that shot fake to his advantage. Nothing there. Loose. No good. Double pump. Back up again and puts it in for 2 on the putback. So big time there by Drew. Got his own rebound and got the putback to go. As the Raiders now up 5-3. Thomas here on the right side will give way to Collins. And it's a deflection. And that should have been an over and back violation. The young man stepped right on the line. Already had recovered the ball. Another near takeaway. Loose getting after it here on the defensive end. The Raiders have been very active so far, trying to do what they can. Collins in the corner. Number 30, Bird, looking down low. Duncan being heavily guarded by Davis there, and a loose ball. And Duncan no good on the shot. We're going to have a jump ball, in which the possession arrow will favor the Blackhawks. So inbound out here now to number 30, Bird, as he'll give away again here now. Underwood swings it over. Now number 30, Bird for 3. No good that time, and Luce will corral the rebound, his first of the night. Or pardon me, his second of the night. So again, the Raiders here with a 5-3 lead. Just under 3.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Spence takes it in. Will drop back shot, no good. Henderson corrals the rebound. Now Luce, no good. And that's going to be out of bounds off of the Raiders. So got a couple guys down low there, had an opportunity to grab the offensive board, but unable to do anything with it. So Thomas walking off floor rather casually here for the Blackhawks. Again, down by 2. 3 minutes remaining, doubled down low, a near takeaway. Underwood now just from inside the three-point line, no good. Spence with a rebound, and the Raiders again off and running. Led here by senior Trey Spence. Roush here in the corner, takes it in, dumps it into the corner now. Davis for 3 and knocks it down from downtown. Braxton Davis with his first points on the night, and the Raiders lead it by 5. So great ball movement there on behalf of the Raiders. A well-executed possession of basketball, and that's going to be a takeaway. Roush comes up with a shot fake. Up and no good. Now Spence with the putback. So Trey will get his first points on tonight. The Raiders now lead it by 7 as Thomas just dwindles his way right down the middle of the lane for an easy 2. So now back to a 5-point lead. Again with 1:52 to play here in the first quarter. Loose there with a curl around in the corner. Roush for 3 will strike from downtown. Tell you what, I've seen Evan in there last night in the gym. We got back from the girls' game. In there at 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night, on a school night. And Evan putting in the work, trying to get better, especially in preparation here for tonight's ball game. That just shows the dedication not only by him, but all these Raider basketball players trying to come out here and get a W every night. No good on the shot there. Loose with a rebound. 3rd rebound now tonight, and the Raiders, again, will kind of slow things up again, playing with an 8-point lead. Strong start here overall on both ends of the floor. You love the effort. I just got to continue that for essentially the next 24 minutes and 50 seconds. Loose inside. Skyhook no good. Gets his own rebound, no good on the shot. And the Raiders nearly had it back again there. So I'm assuming now the Blackhawks will try to hold for the last shot of the quarter. Collins in the corner here, takes it in. And the shot's going to be well off the mark there through contact and all. Solid defensive possession again there by the Raiders. Another rebound for Braxton Davis. Gives him already 3 now on the night. Shot from Spence and he drains it for 2 to put the Raiders now up by 10. And the half-court shot will be up and no good, and that's how the first quarter's going to end. So your Raiders lead the Blackhawks 15-5 at the end of one. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with your second quarter of action live here on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to Raider Basketball live here on the WHS Network as we are geared up for this second quarter play with the Raiders on top here, 15-5 at the end of one. And we appreciate you all for joining us here tonight as the Raiders will start off with the possession to open up the second quarter. Evan Roush to lead the way here. Loose again with the curl around and trying to find Henderson down low, but instead turns it over. Turnover number 2 now on the night here for Wapahani. Then we have Cook, Davis, Henderson, Loose, and Roush on the floor. Coming out here, Cook seeing his first action of the evening. Thomas here in the corner, drives in. A little shot fake action there, but Loose not biting on the bait. Thomas now from beyond the arc and knocks it down. So Thomas has been the one and only so far here for the Blackhawks in this one, collecting all 8 points to this point. Loose here, a little shuffle. Now outside here, Davis on the right wing. Takes it inside, now back out. Hand off here to Evan Roush. Has a little space. Down low, and a nice finish there from Henderson. A great find by Evan Roush. And a great finish here from Caleb Henderson, his first points on the night. And the Raiders are back up by 9. Underwood all the way across court, and it was deflected. On the pickoff there was Davis coming down with the interception. Three-pointer Davis, up and good! And the Raiders lead it by 12, and that will be a timeout taken by the Blackhawks. First timeout of the evening here for Cowan, and the Raiders have stretched this lead out to 12. So we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. I'd like to thank our pregame sponsor, Kenshaw Properties, owned by Kendra and Shane Franks. Kenshaw Properties is a Muncie-based company that offers Muncie area rental homes. For more information, check out their website at kenshawproperties.com. Again, that is KENSHA properties.com. You can also contact them at 765-356-1340. So greatly appreciate them and their sponsorship of us here on the WHS Network. Again, here's the Raiders lead at 20-8. Great start here so far here for your Raiders. Davis now with 6 points to go along with 3 rebounds after that made three-point bucket that caused Cowan to take their first timeout on the night. Thomas outside here, number 20, Bo Brown now into the corner. Underwood looking to go to work. Back up top again. Underwood trying to find Duncan down low, and that's going to be a charge. Trey Spence taking one for the team. So the foul here on Logan Bird, that's going to be his second, team second. I mean, now the third turnover overall here for Cowan. Roush down low, Spence with a turnaround jumper, no good. And that will be out of bounds off of Wapahani. Again, Cowan will walk it up for here, down by 12 here to your Raiders. 5:40 remaining here in the first half. Brown takes it to the middle. Looks like he might have got away with the travel there. Now in the corner, Thomas. Again, looking for Duncan there. Still nothing there. Cross court again. Underwood driving baseline. And we're going to have a foul along the baseline here on your Raiders. So the foul's on number 10, Evan Roush. His first, team's first. So we'll see Collins back in for the Blackhawks. Inbounded, Underwood back to Thomas for three, and he's going to be fouled on the three-point attempt. So he will now head to the line for three shots. The foul here on Raider number 12, Drew Luce, his first, team second.
Drew Luce, his first, team number 2.
So again, Thomas at the line for three of them, and the first one will be up and good. Again, Thomas here on the season, a 70% free throw shooter coming into the tournament, 19 of 27. The second will be up and good. Again, as a team, the Blackhawks are 65% again coming into the tournament here as we have Castor and Henderson back in here for Wapahani. Coming out will be Cook and Davis. But again, Cowan coming into the tournament hasn't really shot too many free throws as Thomas connects on all three of them. They were 59 of 91, 65% coming into the tournament. The Raiders, on the other hand, have shot 161 coming into the tournament. So a 70 attempt difference. Spencer on the left wing. Now back up top, now swung on the loose right side, takes it in, shot's going to be up, and it's going to be good. So Drew continues his hot start here so far, 7 points to go along with 4 rebounds. And the Raiders again back here with a 11-point lead. Collins now to Brown, up top Underwood, back over to Collins again. Thomas inside the free throw line, no good. Spence grounds his third rebound tonight to go along with 4 points. I love the effort here so far by Wapahani. Kind of a renewed vigor here, so to speak. Much different. I think we played last weekend a little bit. Loose inside the three-point line, no good. Underwood will come up with the rebound there, and back come the Blackhawks the other way. Again, you got to be hungry at all times. Got to feast on your opponent here. And the Raiders so far have answered the call and been pretty good here on both ends of the floor in every facet. Collins down low, another deflected pass, and it's going to be another turnover. Rouse pushes it up floor, drives in, attacks the rim, and will be fouled on the play. That is good basketball right there by Wapahani. Coming up with a turnover, there's a foul on number 24, Jacob Thomas, his first, team's third. And we'll see Evan Roush at the line for 2. And the first one's going to be off the mark, no good. That is one thing that the Raiders have continued to struggle with here throughout the season, which I don't understand why, but they have. We started off the season really good, but then things have really dwindled off poorly, unfortunately, as Roush will knock down the second one. So you'll take it, as we'll have a timeout here by, I believe it's by Wapahani. So the Raiders will take their first timeout, and this will be a great time to take our first timeout here as well. 23-11, Raiders lead it here with 3:36 remaining in the first half. We'll be back right after this break. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here as we're just about through with the timeout. Again, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here tonight as your Raiders so far out to a 12-point lead, again matching their largest of the night. Again, with 3:36 remaining here in the first half, the Raiders in the driver's seat here. Let's stay in that driver's seat and keep the pedal to the metal. So again, Cowan will come out with the basketball here after the made free throw attempt. 1 of 2 from the line there by Roush just a moment ago before the timeout. Thomas on over here to number 2, Mason Self, seeing his first action tonight. Underwood up top. Thomas now on to Collins in the corner. Dribbles to find Self, and he's going to get called with a traveling violation. Turnover number 5 now for the Blackhawks here in the first half, as we'll see Evan Roush back in here for loose. So again, we have Roush, Spence, Cook, also Henderson and Davis in the ball game here for your Raiders. Spence with a wide open lane to the basket and executes that beautifully. Caught everyone completely off guard and coasted inside. Now 6 points for Trey to go along with 3 boards. And another near turnover back outside. Collins in the corner to an open Thomas for 3 and knocks it down again. That has been their biggest source of offense so far. I think, if I remember correctly, he has recorded all points here tonight for Cowan. Might be a couple points shy. I'm not keeping track of Cowan's points, as Spence be off the mark there from the free throw line. But I would be willing to say Thomas has every bit, 10 or 11 of these 14 points. That's if he doesn't have all 14. Duncan there to Collins, and will miss on the layup. Davis corralling his 4th rebound tonight. 3-pointer by Spence, no good. A battle for the rebound. Roush will come up with it. His 2nd rebound tonight. Back outside. Cook thought about it there. Henderson there with a screen. Now Davis, 3-pointer up. Off the front iron, no good. Again now, Duncan, not really much of a perimeter defensive-man, if you will. So being able to extend some of these guys outside. Great hustle there by Roush. How that wasn't a travel. I mean, for heaven's sakes, Collins slipped probably another 3 or 4 feet after recovering the basketball, but nonetheless, Underwood down low, Duncan for 2 and puts it in. So that will be Riley Duncan's first point of the night, and it comes with just about 1:15 remaining here in the first half. It means the Raiders are doing their job in the post. Takes a group effort. Davis over now to Cook. Screen set here. Cook now top the key. Finds Henderson. Now Roush on the left side. And the Raiders are going to slow it down again here. Set something up offensively as Spence with the basketball out near half court. Now Cook. Henderson now on to Spence again. 40 seconds to play. And that shot's going to be blocked by Underwood and then turned over. Henderson goes up strong and gets the roll to go. So So Henderson coming up with his fourth point on the night after the sixth turnover by Cowan. Self over the left side. Now Thomas in the corner. Cross court up top. Now again Collins. Thought about it. Nearly turned over. And we're going to have a foul here. Looks to be on Evan Roush. And indeed it will be. So Evan will pick up his second. Team's third. So I imagine Evan will probably be coming out here. There's no reason to keep him in there. There is 6 seconds here on the clock. So attack another second back up on the clock here. The first one's going to be up and good here for Collins. Caster and loose back in. So indeed they're going to keep Roush in there. We'll see Caster and I believe it was Drew Luce that just re-entered the ball game. The second of 2 up and good. Roush pushing up 4 quickly here and forces the foul here with 2 seconds remaining. Number 21, Simon Underwood, his first, team's fourth. So we'll see Cook back in. I guess the foul was not on the shot. Inbounded, Spence in a corner, Roush for the 3, and no good. So 27-18 is your score as we head to the half. The Raiders leading it here by 9. Overall, pretty good first half of basketball here for Wapahani. Again, I love the effort so far on both ends of the floor. We're moving the ball real well. We only have 2 turnovers here in the first half. But again, we've moved the ball well, set ourselves up to be successful. We're seeing some inside shots. A lot of production on the inside. We've had a couple now 4 threes made on the night, 2 from Davis and 1 by Luce and Roush. So we're seeing production from many facets of the ball game here as the Raiders lead it by 9 here at the half. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back live here on the WHS Network.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again with our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC Game Break. at the half as your Raiders lead it by 9, 27-18. Just before we went to break there, I talked about how really on both ends of the floor, I like the way we've came out. We've paid attention to detail, making sure that we're closing off on the post presence on the inside there of Cowan. Duncan only had 2 first-half points. So I like really how we've been very active on the defensive end. Again, these guys have really had to move a little bit everywhere. Cowan has definitely kept us on our toes as far as, really moving the ball around the perimeter quickly. But the Raiders have also done a nice job getting deflections and coming up with some turnovers. That was very key here in this first half for us to then hopefully continue to build this lead off of, which we did. So we've seen a lot of success here on the defensive end. The offensive end as well, I like our effort. We've continued to move the ball inside, attacking the rim, settling for good shots. Some of those obviously haven't went in. That's basketball for you. But I still really, I've enjoyed watching these guys come out here and play that first 16 minutes of basketball here in the first half. Now, again, you come out now to the second half, you've got to have that same mentality and that same kind of energy in the second half. You can't have any kind of letdowns because this is a Cowan team that, again, I think they're a little, in some ways, underrated just from the simple standpoint of what they have in the post, and then also they can complement that with a couple of real nice outside shooters. So this isn't a team that anybody can sleep on, and the Raiders obviously have not done that. They've came out here, worked their tails off because they know coming into the game what Cowan was capable of. And so I really like what we've done there, but offensively we've continued to attack the rim, knock down some outside shots as well. Some have fallen, some haven't. Again, that's just a part of the game, but hopefully we'll continue to get a little bit better here on the offensive end as the game goes along, and we can build off of the lead that we have here. Now, one thing really I want to take a look at here is the free throw game. We only shot 2 first-half free throws. I'd like to see us get to the line a little bit more. But really, outside of that, I think the rebounding, for the most part, has been pretty good here for us as well. I believe overall, let me count these up here just real quick. 15 first-half rebounds. So we're doing a solid job of not giving away opportunities on the offensive end. We've had some second chance points, but then on the defensive end as well, really limiting Cowan to one opportunity at a basket, and sometimes not even that if we're able to create a turnover. So we're doing our job. We just got to continue to stay the course, continue to play hard and play together, and hopefully we can come away with this semifinal round victory. Scoring breakdown to wrap things up here on our halftime report. The Raiders were led here by Drew Lewis here in the first half. 7 points and 4 rebounds, followed here by Braxton Davis with 6 points and 4 rebounds. Trey Spence also with 6 points and 3 rebounds. Followed here by Evan Roush, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and Caleb Henderson with 4 points and 1 rebound. And then Blake Castor with a rebound as well. So again, for a grand total of 27 first-half points here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, we do want to reiterate a special thanks again to some very, very dear people to us that allowed us to have this opportunity. We'd like to thank again Jim and Beverly Patterson as well as Jeff Davis for giving us this opportunity. Paying the fee to this county tournament. It's not necessarily that we can't, I guess, per se afford it. We go out, we get sponsorship money, things like that, but it's the amount that we was always told that's a pretty steep price to pay, and not only that, but then you have to even gain the approval. So even though you might be able to pay the money, you still have to get the approval of the Delaware County Athletic Association, which we weren't able to get in years past. So that's why we haven't been able to do the ball games. But we do want to, again, send a special thanks here to Jim and Beverly Patterson as well as Jeff Davis. We can't say thank you enough. We kind of hate in some ways that you had to do that. We don't ever expect people to do things like that for us. We come out and provide all of you a ball game and to be able to showcase all these student athletes, and so we don't really expect anything in return. But it's like I said, we just appreciate it. We can't say it enough. So, again, 27-18, Wapahani leads Cowan here at the half. We'll step aside for a break. We have 2 minutes to go until the beginning of the second half. So until then, folks, we'll be back with more live here on the WHS Network. All right, welcome back here, folks. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, here from Delta High School here in Muncie, Indiana. Again, with this semifinal round of the 2020 Delaware County Boys Basketball Tournament. Again, as we come out of the halftime break there and into the third quarter, again, your Raiders with a 27-18 lead. Strong start here so far. Just like I said, we got to keep the pedal to the metal here in the second half. Got 16 more minutes. Got to get everything you got. Thomas here on the right side takes it in. Now back out to Bird here in the corner. He'll give way to Underwood. And now there's Collins there at the middle. Guarded heavily by Luce. Back outside again. Thomas. Cross court. Bird. A little bit of trouble there. Back out here to Underwood again. The Raiders continuing this defensive effort. Now it's going to be another turnover. Down court, Castor for two. Great find there by Trey Spence. Again, there's the Raiders on the defensive end. Took care of business. You create the turnover, then you come back down on the other side and convert offensively. Big time key right there in any ball game. Duncan outside here, Bird for three, and again gets the friendly roll to go. That has been a good bulk of their points here tonight. I would say they've got to have at least 4 to possibly 5 threes to go along with that three-point foul that the young man missed, but then hit all 3 free throws by Thomas there earlier. So I would say at least 90 to 95% of their points here tonight have been from beyond the arc. Off the mark there for Davis as Cowan will push it down floor. Collins back to Underwood. Thomas now to Bird. Takes it to the top. Now to Collins into the corner again. Thomas all the way back into the corner. Collins takes it in. Little shove off there. Now as Bird will take control again. Thomas to Bird now for two and drains it. Again, Logan Bird, not a big-time score here for Cowan. Only averages right around 4 points a game. Got a couple of big-time shots here in the last couple of possessions. Davis here on the left side. Now to Spence on the baseline, back up top again. Davis rolling off of it. The three-pointer's going to be up and no good. Loose ball. Castor comes up with a big rebound there by Blake. So Roush and the Raiders look to get back to work right here. After another offensive rebound, Spence takes it to the free throw line, back out to Luce. Has a little room, three-pointer up and no good. Castor with another rebound, back to Roush. That three-pointer up, no good as well. And Spence will step on the out-of-bounds line. Thomas back to the corner. Collins down low, and that's going to go right through the hands there of Duncan. Second turnover here in the second half. Now 8 for the ball game for Cowan. Spence takes it, attacks the rim, and the little kiss right over the extended hands of Duncan for 2. Just a nice little drop in the bucket there from Trey. 8 points now for him on the night. And the Raiders again back up now by 8. And we're going to have a foul here on Evan. So we'll tack on a couple more seconds on the clock. 4:02 remaining. So Roush will pick up his third, team's first of the half. Now in for Wapahani, we'll see Cook as well as Henderson reacclimated into the Raider lineup. Thomas on the right side, in the corner. Collins dribbles to the elbow, kicks it to the weak side on the offense here. Thomas in the corner, looking to find Underwood here. Cross-court pass, back up top again to an open Bird. No good there. Henderson corralling his second rebound of the night. Loose there with a handoff. Now Spence looking to go back to work here again. Gives way to Henderson. Now Cook back up to Spence again here. The Raiders with 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Lead it by 8. 31-23. Loose for 2. No good, but again gets the rebound and the 2-point bucket. So 9 points now for Drew to go along with 5 boards. Thomas zigzagging through the lane right there and was fouled on the play. It's going to be by number 22, Braxton Davis. Be his first, team's second. So now Thomas will head to the line. And Thomas, overall, they're one of their best free throw shooters on the team. Second of 2 from Thomas will be up and got the friendly roll and bounce to go to make it back to an 8-point Raider lead as we near this 2.5-minute mark left to play here in the third quarter. Raiders have managed to only put 6 points on the board so far. Spence from the elbow, good. Another big shot there by Trey. Gives him now 10 points on the night. So the Raiders again extend that lead to 10. Thomas outside here, Underwood will knock it down from beyond the arc. So another 3. Again, that's one thing that going into the night, this Cowan Blackhawk team, not really much of a three-point shooting team. They've only hit 35 of them on the season. Henderson fouled on the play, but nothing there. But see, that's one thing. You take away one thing and add another. Cowan, not much of a three-point shooting team, as Bird Steps inside the arc and drains the 2, and now it's a 5-point ball game. But we've taken away their biggest offensive threat of Duncan, and then I guess kind of created a new offensive threat with a 3-point ball as Luce fighting through some contact and all right there for the 2. It's now 11 points for Drew on the night. Outside here, Underwood to Thomas, another 3, off the mark there. Duncan with the rebound. Bird takes it inside, and the layup's up and good. You have to crank up that intensity a little bit more. I think starting to get a little winded out here. Spence, no good for 2. And we're going to have a jump ball in which the possession arrow will favor Wapahani. So we'll see Castor back in here for Henderson. Also Roush back in for Cook. So Roush will inbound. Castor here with a handoff to Roush. Shot's going to go up, and it's good. Big shot there from Evan. Gives him now 6 points on the night. So Cowan looking to slow things up. Down by 7, 30 seconds to play. So Wapahani has put up 12 points. Cowan came back and put up 14 here in the third. And a good majority of those coming from behind the 3-point line. Thomas now to Bird. Takes it and will be fouled. And a foul here on Roush. That is a big foul there, so Evan will pick up his 4th, team's 3rd. I guess that's the risk of bringing Evan back in there. And again, to say if, these fouls are legitimate or not, that's not for me to say. I just know it's very frustrating for the young man. Thomas will get it blocked by Spence, and that will end the 3rd quarter. So the block there by Spence could have saved him some points. And obviously it did, as the Raiders lead it by 7 at the end of 3, 39-32. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back here again from Delta High School with more right after this.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Welcome back here live on the WHS Network. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, as we're about to open up this 4th quarter play again here from Delta High School in Muncie, Indiana. Again, it's been a great night of Indiana high school basketball as your Raiders and Blackhawks match up here in this 4th quarter, with the Raiders up by 7, 39-32, and the Blackhawks will start off with the opening possession of the 4th. So Thomas across half court here, guarded by Spence, takes it in, dumps it back out. Now Bird doing the same now to Collins for 2. No good there. Spence corralling the rebound. Rebound number 5 on the night here for Trey. As the Raiders look to build this lead again. I mean, they're up still by a pretty good margin here, but they were up by, I believe, as much as 12. Spence attacking the rim and the finish. Beautifully done by Trey. 12 points now for the young man. And the Raiders back up by 9. Underwood from beyond the arc and knocks another one down. And we will have a timeout by Cowan. So that will be their second charge timeout of the night. And again, I've said this numerous times. I'm going to reiterate it again. This wouldn't even be a ball game without the 3-point baskets by Cowan. I mean, I'll be brutally frank with you. They have hit, I would say, every bit, probably pretty close to 8 or 9 in this ball game, which would be probably right around 75 or 80% of their points minimum, maybe more than that. But I mean, it has just been one right after another. And coming into the game, as I mentioned and alluded to in the pregame, we've got to guard the post. I think we're athletic enough to get out on these shooters, but I think we've really, hammered home the fact of got to guard the post so much that these shooters on the outside have definitely shot the ball well. Because again, coming into the tournament, Cowan was 30%, 35 of 115. So they've nearly hit. You're getting pretty close to basically a third of their 3-pointers coming into the tournament have been hit in this game alone, which is absolutely astonishing. But again, when you've had some open looks, that's one thing that the Raiders, you're kind of in a predicament there, because if you don't guard the post better, then Duncan can go off. But then the couple shooters that Cowan has, if they get on a hot streak, which they have, then you're going to be in trouble there as well. So you're kind of in a disadvantage either way when it comes to that. Just kind of hope for the best and put as much defensive pressure on them as you can. Davis here with a handoff to Cook. Again, he'll be seeing some extended time here because Roush, you're probably not going to be seeing Roush until about the 4 or 5 minute mark. I would imagine anyway. And we'll have a reach-in foul here on Bird. So that will be his third, team's first of the half. Inbounded to Luce, now finds Spence, looks to take it inside, little drop back shot, no good. Luce with a rebound, can't get the putback to go. And then a takeaway, Spence goes up strong but then gets it blocked. So at least gave it a good shot right there. Unfortunately couldn't come away with anything. Thomas out to Underwood. Takes now top the key. He's looking for Bird. Got away with a travel there. Thomas takes control of the basketball. Looks to drive along the baseline. And we're going to have another foul. Looked like, at least to me anyway, Thomas had extended the arm. I'm not quite sure where the blocking foul was there on the Raiders. But that's what the referee said, so that's what you got to go with. So the foul is on Castor, his first, team's fourth. Collins back here to Underwood. Swung up top now. Thomas will take it, dump it back into the corner to Bird. Simon Underwood takes it to the middle, creates some space, and gets the bucket and the foul. This has been kind of their game all night long. If they haven't had an open three, they look to drive to the rim, and they've been able to do so with success from the standpoint of creating fouls. The foul on Davis, his second, team's fifth. So Underwood out to line for one more and completes a three-point play. So now just a three-point ball game. The Raiders will take a timeout. This will be their second charge timeout of the night. And we've got to get the offensive moving here again. They're starting to obviously catch up now. You have a three-point ball game. We've got to do our part now. We've had some unfortunate broken possessions here on the offensive end. And then defensively, again, they've hit some shots all night long here. I mean, obviously you look at the score. Yeah, they're not racking up the points by any means. But it's been kind of in key moments. We've kind of spread it out a little bit more. We had I believe it was a 33-23 lead, if I remember correctly, and things have just kind of went sour for us on both ends of the floor. So we've just got to keep working hard. I can't express that enough. In which our guys have definitely done that. You can tell that we've worked our tails off all night long, but it takes a little bit more than that, and hopefully we can start to get a little bit more going here on the offensive end and get some defensive stops here that we can come up with. So both teams coming back out of the timeout here. Again, with the Raiders only up by 3 now, 41-38. The Raiders have picked up some fouls now. They have 5 team fouls. Cowan only has 1. So we have Luce, Spence, Henderson, Davis, and Cook out on the floor. In the corner, Davis, the 3, and knocks it down. A big shot by Braxton Davis. So Braxton now with 9 on the night to go along with 4 rebounds. Thomas now to Duncan. Here's Underwood in the corner now. Collins. Cross-court pass. Underwood here in the corner will take it inside. And the layup will be up and good. Got the friendly roll to go again. Again, coming into the tournament, the Raiders averaging 64.3 points a game. I think we've kind of slowed the pace down as the game has went along here as well. Different spurts throughout the contest here. But Cowan comes in averaging 51.4, so they're just about at their average mark scoring-wise. We still got a little ways to go, obviously. And off here to Drew. I can see us set some more screens here, get some more guys open. That's what Henderson's looking to do here. Loose will come off the screen, 3-pointer up, no good. And that's going to be a rebound there by Bird and a takeaway. 4 turnovers now here in the second half, 10 for the game for Cowan. Loose splits the middle and then could have went up with a shot instead. Unfortunately turned it over. Now 3 turnovers in the second half, 5 for the game. Thomas gets his defender up now, Bird. Back to Thomas here in the corner. Collins now along the baseline to Underwood, and he'll get it blocked by Henderson. Big rejection there. Spence for the 3. Yes! Oh, heck yes! So 47-40. Now Luce comes away with a turnover. Henderson with the 2, and they're going to get called for the travel. So came up with a big turnover, and then unfortunately the Raiders gave it right back to them. And then the Raiders, let's see, that is Evan Roush, very gutsy, takes one for the team. But tell you what, if he would have picked up the foul, that would have been it for him. So that is very, very gutsy right there. The foul on number 24, Thomas, his second, team second of the half. The Raiders 47, the Blackhawks 40. Spence at the top of the key, dribbles it back out near half court here to set something up offensively, and Spence will lose the handle on it. Get that on out of here, says Caleb Henderson. That was beautiful. Henderson goes up strong for 2. 49-40. Big on the offensive possession and defensive possession as Cowan will take a timeout. That'll be their third charge timeout of the night. 49-40. Raiders lead it with 2:04 remaining. We'll be back with more right after this break. All right, folks, so back out of the timeout. Again, the Raiders with 3 timeouts left, Cowan with 2. And the foul situation, the Raiders with 5 fouls, Cowan with only 2. And that's going to be another turnover for Cowan. 8 now here in the second. Half down court here, Spence will take over. Loose here on the left side, guarded by Underwood. Out to the middle now to find Roush out near half court again. And now a foul called here on Bird. That'll be his 4th, team's 3rd. I'll tell you what, out of the 7 fouls for Cowan total for the ball game, Bird has 4 of them. If I was that young man, I think I'd be being picked on here. So Underwood will now commit the foul. That'll be his 2nd, team's 4th. So Roush to inbound with 1:31 remaining. And now Thomas here on the foul again here as he'll pick up his 3rd, team's 5th. We'll see Mason Self returning to action here for the Blackhawks. Again, 49-40, 1:26 remaining. Inbounded now, Spence fouled on the play. This will be by Underwood. That'll be his 3rd, team 6th. So one more foul, and then the Raiders will be shooting some free throws here. Cook back in for Henderson. Inbounded to Loose. Pushes it up floor here and will be fouled by number 2, Mason Self. So that will be his 1st, team 7th. So the Raiders now in the bonus after 5 consecutive fouls by Cowan. So again, Loose at the line here for the 1-and-1. Again, Wapahani has only shot 2 free throws in this ballgame. This will be number 3 right here. We're 1 for 2 so far. Now make it 2 for 3 after the made free throw there by Drew Luce, as he'll be at the line here for 1 more. The 2nd free throw will be up. And off the front iron, no good. Rebounded there by Duncan. As the Blackhawks will push it up for Thomas, leading the way. And he will lose that out of bounds. Got a little too fancy, I suppose. Now turnover number 15 for the ball game. Again, Cowan averages 16 turnovers a game. So they're right about on the money there with that. Mason Self back in for Cowan. Again, exchanging offense for defense. The full court pressure put on here by Cowan. Inbounded to Cook. And he's going to be tackled on the play. So the foul here on number 2, Mason Self, his 2nd, team's 8th. And again, we'll have Walker Cook now at the line here for the 1-and-1 opportunity for the Raiders. First one will be up and rims out no good. I'll tell you what, we've had some tough luck from the free throw line with shots just rattling in and out. Really not much you can do about that. So Henderson back in for Cook. Underwood for 2. No good. Roush collects the rebound, his third of the night. And we're under a minute to go. Tack on a few more seconds here as we'll have foul here on Logan Bird. So that's going to be his 5th, team's 9th. So Bird is gone as he is flying back to the bench. And we'll have a timeout taken by Wapahani. So this will be their 3rd charge timeout of the night. Again, you got 59 seconds remaining. The Raiders will be at the charity stripe following the timeout here. But we'd like to thank some more sponsors here tonight. I'd like to thank Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership owned by Randy Stoops, and located at 4055 West Clare Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, like to know more information about one, you can contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and they're also open Saturday from 8 to 4. So special thanks again to Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. So again, following the timeout here by Wapahani, you'll have Evan Roush at the line again for the 1-and-1 opportunity. And the free throw will be up and good. So Roush now with 7 points on the night. Looking for number 8 right here, and he gets it. Nicely done. So Thomas will now push it down 4 here for Cowan, down by 12. It's been a much better 4th quarter here for your Raiders. Underwood for 3, no good there. Loose will corral the rebound. The rebound number 7 on the night. As number 12, Isaac Van Horn, just came in a moment ago, picks up the foul. That'll be his first, team's 10th. So now the Raiders in the double bonus, which will now send Drew Luce to the line for 2 shots. The first one will be up, and again rattles in and out, no good. For whatever reason, that rim not liking us here. So hopefully he can knock this one home, and he does so. Thomas up top here, again under a minute to go. Thomas no good there, and we'll see Roush pick up the rebound. Rebound number 4 for him. And the Raiders will just look to run out the rest of the clock here and pick up a big win here tonight. This is a good W right here. This Cowan team, I'll tell you what, pretty underrated group, if you will. Pretty impressive. They have a nice balance, post presence and outside presence as well. And I'll just tell you this as well, as the final score here tonight, your Wapahani Raiders defeat the Cowan Blackhawks 53-40. The Raiders held Riley Duncan to 2 points. 2 points. The young man went for 30 the other night against Westdale. Post defense obviously was extremely key here tonight. Of course, that opened up other avenues for the Blackhawks, but a job well done here by Wapahani defensively. Fantastic job, great effort, and a great team win. As your Raiders now move on to tomorrow night's 2020 Delaware County Boys Tournament Championship game. Again, they will be taking on the winner of Yorktown and Daleville. Yorktown or Delta, excuse me. So that game will be coming up here in roughly about 25 or so minutes. But man, that's a good way to get this party started here tonight from Delta High School. So folks, we'll step aside here for a break. We got more coming your way on our Raiders Live postgame, live here on the WHS Network.
need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Again with our Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Raiders Live post-game report. Here's your Wapahani Raiders defeat the Cowan Blackhawks here tonight. Final score 53-40. As we're now joined here by head coach Matt Luce. Big win here tonight, Coach. You know, come out here and really, I think, great effort on both sides. Give me your thoughts about tonight's ball game.
I think it's a great win. Anytime you survive and advance in the county tournament, it's a big deal, and we're excited to be playing for a championship with our girls team tomorrow. Our guys didn't break. They stayed strongest and the longest, and just really proud of the way they handled adversity and fought through it. Cowan's got a nice team.
You know, speaking of that, you know, you come in here tonight, obviously everybody knows around the county how good Riley Duncan is. very good post presence, had 30 points the other night against Westdale. You guys held him to 2 points tonight. That is a big thing for your post, and not only just your post players. I mean, everybody contributed. But talk about that and what you guys was able to do defensively to limit him from being a factor tonight.
Thanks, Brandon. Any time that you hold a young man like that to 2 points, but more importantly, we held our team to 40 points. If you hold a team to 40 points, you're going to have a good chance to win. I thought we could have been better offensively, but when you're playing in a situation on a neutral court tonight, that it's a little bit different. And our guys adjusted, and they found a way. Again, we were just tougher. When we were down or up 4 or 5 there with, in the middle of the fourth quarter, we had a chance to fold or toughen up, and we had a couple big shots and got a couple great stops. Really proud of our 7 guys that played.
Okay, so lastly here, obviously now you guys are in, you guys advance to the county championship tomorrow night. What does that mean to you, your team, getting back to the county championship? Obviously, that's what you all play for. But what's that mean to you guys to get back there again?
It's another proud moment for our program. We've built this program the last 13 years, and we fought for opportunities like this. That's why we wake up every Saturday morning and spend them with our youth program and our youth kids, like I was with Trey Spence, Drew Luce, and Evan Roush, and Blake Castor. So, these guys know what we put into it as coaches and players, and it's a big deal. It's also a big deal that we're going to cheer on Coach Hudson and the Lady Raiders at 6. You're going to be here. We're going to be here at 7:30, hoping for 2 championships tomorrow. So it's not only a great deal for our men's basketball program, it's a great deal for our entire community and school.
Well, Coach, thanks for spending some time with us. Congrats on the win. That's a big win.
Hey, shout out to my 3rd favorite grandma in Florida, the Braxton Davis family. I know they're listening, so they don't beat my mom and my mother-in-law. Deb's a close, they're the Braxton family's right there.
Right. Well, thanks again, Coach. Big win here tonight, and again, thanks to all those fine folks there. We talked about them earlier. The Davis family contributed greatly for us to be able to broadcast this game here tonight. So we thank them for being able to have the willingness to do something like that for us. So that is greatly appreciated. So folks, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with more on our Raiders Live postgame right after this.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here's we got assistant coach Jeff Andrews up here with us, talking to obviously the head coach Matt Luce about tonight's win. Jeff, this is big time for the team and for the coaching staff and for the players to get this win here tonight.
Absolutely. Anytime you have a chance to play for a championship, that's what you're looking for.
Okay, so as I alluded to with Coach Luce, you guys really doubled down defensively, not only with guarding the perimeter fairly well. I mean, they had some nice outside looks, but you guys held Duncan, the big man here for Cowan, to 2 points. He had 30 the other night to Westdale. What does that mean to you guys and the work that you guys put in, not only for this game but every game, and to see it to come to fruition tonight?
It just means that the kids were willing to listen to us in practice and execute the game plan. It's not often you see a 6'11 kid who's actually fairly skilled, and like you said, he had 30 the other night, and he can do that just about any game. So for us to just total team effort to hold him to 2.
Last thing here, Jeff. We've seen this offense. Obviously, game after game. We can go out there and put it up with just about anybody. We've got numerous guys. You have balance on the floor. I think throughout the ball game, kind of struggled there, but it was good to see us down the stretch really finish nicely, put up some big points, obviously started knocking some free throws down, struggled a little bit there, but give me your thoughts down the stretch, how the team reacted it was about a 3 or 4 point lead, and how the Raiders reacted to come out and finish the game the way we did.
Obviously, with the 6'11 kids sitting in the middle, that changes how your offense flows. And being a perimeter-oriented team, they're not always going to fall every night. But they stuck together, worked their butts off. They never once faltered as to believe in each other, trusting each other, and really that's all you can ask out of them.
Well, Jeff, appreciate your time. Thanks for coming up here and spending a little time with us. Congrats on the victory, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, folks, that's assistant coach Jeff Andrews with us, spending a little time with us here this evening. Again, we'll go ahead and step aside here for another break. We got your scoring breakdown to wrap up our Raiders Live post-game report, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with more right after this. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to our Raiders Live postgame again to wrap things up here tonight. The Raiders were victorious again. Big win here tonight here for Wapahani to come out here and be able to perform the way we did. And like head coach Matt Luce and assistant coach Jeff Andrews alluded to, the defensive effort was great here tonight. Sure, when you have a big man down low, it's going to open up other avenues. It definitely did that for Cowan. They hit numerous threes, but it's kind of a sticky situation there. Do you give up points there in the post there, or do you take your chances and let them shoot a little bit more from beyond the arc? I mean, obviously the higher percentage shot is going to be the closer you are to the basket. And again, this isn't a light the scoreboard up kind of 3-point shooting team by Cowan, but they do have some shooters. They have some very good athletes out there, and they definitely showcase that here tonight. But the Raiders, as I mentioned down the stretch, I think really finished the basketball real nice and was able to come out and get a big win here tonight. But to wrap things up here, folks, we'll give you our scoring breakdown here on the evening. The Raiders were led here tonight by a couple of young men here. Trey Spence, 15 points, 5 rebounds, followed by Drew Luce with 15.7 rebounds. Braxton Davis, 9 points, 4 rebounds. We have Evan Roush, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Caleb Henderson, 6 points and 3 rebounds. And then finally, Blake Castor with 3 rebounds. Again, for a grand total of 53 points scored here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, you come off of this win here tonight, you're going to play a very tough opponent either way tomorrow night, whether it be Yorktown or Delta. It doesn't necessarily matter. We've got to be ready to play. and we've got to continue to bring the energy on both ends of the floor, continue to be aggressive, be smart, and be together as a team. Come out here and dominate together and get the win. But it's going to be a big night tomorrow night. We got Lady Raider basketball coming your way this tomorrow evening right here from Delta High School, as your Wapahani Lady Raiders will be taking on the Yorktown Lady Tigers. That'll be a start time at 6 o'clock. And then, again, there's your Wapahani Raider boys basketball team will then play against either Yorktown or Delta at 8. So we got a doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night right here from Delta High School in Muncie, Indiana. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. A special thanks to all of our sponsors: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, Ken Shaw Properties, the Muncie Dragway, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, and Kara J. Wolf, DDS PC. And then again, another special thanks to the grandparents of Braxton Davis. Again, that is that right there is Jim and Beverly Patterson, as well as Jeff Davis, which is Braxton's dad. We appreciate them for donating to be able to raise the funds to get the approval for us to broadcast these county tournament games. Again, we've said it time and time and again, we can't thank you all enough. And we thank everybody. You know, it's always a team effort. We don't expect anything from anybody, but to have that being done for us, again, it doesn't go unnoticed, and we very much appreciate it. And hopefully you guys are definitely in store for what should be a great night of Raider basketball coming your way tomorrow night here from Delta. So, folks, until then, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Delta High School.